Hey, this is Jazz. You're watching Jazz's Rockin Roadshow. We're gonna fly to Shanghai, China on this episode. So sit back, kick your feet up, let's have a good time, and let's watch a musical performance from one of my friends. I don't know what band, I'll just put a band performance here.
Springtime is when the buds that turn green. The rain comes, slip and slide beneath my feet, and weeds grow, come up and past your knees. Smell sweet smells like the fragrance of candy when I'm walking.
Tracks in a circle.
They're taking me nowhere when I'm walking.
Tracks in a circle.
Walking without a care when I'm walking.
Tracks in a circle.
Same path every day, I keep walking.
Tracks in a circle.
Don't want it any other way. Well, summertime, path worn at my feet, in the sunshine, with ground dust from the heat. Oh, birds fly up in the trees, they go tweet, tweet. Lay back in that shade to try and escape the heat when you're walking.
Tracks in a circle.
They're taking you nowhere when you're walking.
Tracks in a circle.
Walking without a care and I'm walking.
Tracks in a circle.
Same path every day, I keep walking.
Tracks in a circle.
I don't want it any other way. Hey, hey. Now fall comes, those leaves they cover up my tracks. I start to see now that there's no turning back. When the wind blows, it whistles through the trees. Love to hear the sweet sound as leaves rustle at my feet when I'm walking.
Tracks in a circle.
They're taking me nowhere when I'm walking.
Tracks in a circle.
Walking without a care when I'm walking.
Tracks in a circle.
Same path every day, I keep walking.
Tracks in a circle.
I don't want it any other way. Hey, yeah. Now in winter, that path that looks so clear, you can hear the sounds, they echo in your ear. In the snowfall, I see behind the tracks I leave. Take a deep breath, you've got some crispy air to breathe. You're walking.
Tracks in a circle.
They're taking you nowhere and I'm walking.
Tracks in a circle.
Walking without a care and I'm walking.
Tracks in a circle.
Same path every day, keep walking.
Tracks in a circle.
I don't want it any other know now. It starts to all come clear. See what I've been doing all year. I've been walking,
Tracks in a circle.
they're taking me nowhere. I'm walking,
Tracks in a circle.
walking without a care. I'm walking,
Tracks in a circle.
same path every day. Keep walking,
Tracks in a circle.
don't want it any other way. Hey, hey. Walking tracks in circle. Walking tracks in circle. Tracks in circle. Tracks in circle.
All right, here we are. All right, let's see what we got here. Ah, nice little kit. Eye covering. Some pair of socks. Toothbrush. Not sure what's in here. What's in here? What do we got? Some hand cream and what else? Dun, 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 dun. Lip balm. It's good to have. All right, I got a pen, toothpaste, toothbrush, earplugs, socks, and a little eye mask. Real nice. Slippers. Ah, bedding. Lovely. Oh, yes. Well, this should work. Got a pair of headphones right there. Nice TV. I got a little cubby hole to pack up my clothes and stuff. Got a place here for a laptop and everything. This is going to be real nice. I got headphone jacks there, electricity there for my laptop, and a USB charger. Here's the headphones, bottle of water back here. Beautiful. Nice headrest. This seat folds into a bed, which I will be using later.
talk about. Take the high road, live without any doubt. So let that fire burn, light up every room. Shine so bright they can't see nothing but you. You're gonna find some better wood along the way. Don't forget the gas and you'll be okay. If you let that fire burn, no one takes it away.
Sparkling wine before takeoff. That'll pair nicely with my potato chips. I think this is the closest thing to having your own private jet that you can have. I don't quite have a private jet yet. One of these days. Shoulder strap seatbelt here. Well, that's quite interesting. Makes it easier to identify the body if there's a crash, I guess. Well, we just got our meal here. Look how good that looks. I think this is beef tips maybe. And I'm not sure what exactly this is. The only thing missing is I need a beer instead of this Coke Zero. This is actually quite delicious. Not sure what it's like outside. Oh, it's great. Not much to look at though. We're above the clouds, so nice sky.
Attempted to move it all over the useless knowledge of his youth. He played the singles and the B-sides of the songs in which he saw the truth. They talked for hours and hours all about the small things. The ocean and the moving out. He asked if there was a local thing. He said no, they were on the radio. He said no, I don't think that I've heard of it. He just looked over to the stereo. She said no, I still don't think I know. Oh, he said no, they were on the radio. He said no, I don't think that I've heard of them. He just looked over to the stereo. She said no, I still don't think I know. Oh, rocking out to Spirit on the radio. She gave him a lifeless stand. Turn it over to tears for fear. She gave him a wonderful plan. Dusted out a little mossy playground and she dug it like it was made. Then on a little REM and she was nothing but tape. He said no, they were on the radio. He said no, I don't think that I've heard of it. He just looked over to the stereo. She said no, I still don't think I know. Oh, he said no, they were on the radio. He said no, I don't think that I've heard of it. She said no, blow it on the stereo. She said no, I still don't think I know. He said no, let's go to a show. He said no, they were on the radio. She said no, I don't think that I've heard of them. He just looked over to the stereo. She said no, I still don't think I know. Oh, he said no, they were on the radio. She said no, I don't think that I've heard of them. He just looked over to the stereo. She said no, I still don't think I know. Oh.
I got my beer. Yay. Oh, that makes everything taste so much better. Oh my goodness. Cheesecake for dessert. They're gonna make me fat on this flight. Oh, yum. Cheesecake and beer. Nothing better. Very good. All right. I think it's time for another musical performance.
That's just how it is. She's living in the past. laugh 'cause I know the truth. Yeah, her cauldron's boiling over with brew, and I know ain't no joke, so it goes. I'm the woman witches told her about, and I know ain't no joke, so it goes. Come on, stop your crying, ain't no use in lying. You can't stop the witches of love.
Right? The whole world is away from me. If I shut this window, it's like I mean, I can leave the window open. It's like my apartment in the sky. I've only got 13 hours and 26 minutes until we arrive in Shanghai. This is a long flight. Here's some music.
She plays in the rain on a Wednesday night, miles from home with the boy outside. She smiles a smile of honesty that says, I need you when you fall in love with me. Are you whispering my name? Oh, how I love you, honey girl. She holds him tight in the middle of the night. Together they sleep, she has nothing to hide. She winks a wink of innocence. It shows her the way that she feels within. Are you whispering my name? Oh, how I love you, honey girl. She runs away in the night, finding the love that she fights. She whispers in his ears that you're the boy I've wanted for years. Are you whispering my name?
if you'd like to see what it looks like here, I shall show you. That's what it looks like. Well, we've got about 10 and a half more hours to go. It is time to eat again. Looks like we got a lovely pork sandwich here. Some fruit. Ooh, some barbecue or something for the sandwich. And of course, a beer. That is really good. I am here with my good friend Juniper. And Juniper, well, you know your name, don't you? Juniper brought her good friend, Mike Ofka. Thanks for being on the show.
My pleasure.
So, Mike Ofka used to have Innovation Recording Studio.
I used to have Innovation Recording Studio, yes. I owned that studio. It was based in Steubenville, Ohio.
Yeah.
And I sold the building about...
You getting up there? Okay, go ahead.
I sold the building about a year ago.
Right.
And I kept all the equipment.
Right.
And I have it set up in the house where I'm living now.
Sure.
So I don't really record bands and stuff like I used to,
Like you
but
used to,
but
yeah.
I'm semi-retired. That's what I'm
Okay.
telling everybody, and I'm doing mixing work for select few clients, this man included, and the music from the 412 bands.
There you go.
You know, if anyone would like,
You got to hit me up to hit him up.
got to go through this guy.
So, so your new venture,
Yeah.
which is the reason I'm here. We're actually sitting at a park in West Virginia right now.
Wild, wonderful West Virginia, some in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and it's a couple days, well, it's what, 2 days before Christmas. I usually don't talk about the dates, but by the time this airs, it's a couple days before Christmas. It's 3 days before I leave for Antarctica. And I came down to be on his show because his new endeavor is called dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Nowhere Bound.
Yes. So it's all about you traveling.
It's camping, nature, outdoor adventures, and stuff like that. You know, it's mainly camping in my teardrop camper, hiking trips and things like that. But I'll stray and do random other adventures from time to time.
And if I'm not mistaken, that kind of spawned from you were doing like videos in your studio originally, right?
Right. I've always maintained a little bit of a video aspect to my business. Primarily it's audio music recording, or it has been for the past 25 years full time. But I also dabbled in video just as a hobby, and I like camping and outdoors. So I started my YouTube channel as basically a hobby, something to help me get outside and get some exercise. And one of the videos took off unexpectedly. And as of right now, it's up to about 1.5 million views for one video. And it only took me 14 hours from beginning to end, filming it, editing, and it was done. So I'll just give you some numbers. For 1.5 million views, that equals about $10,000. So that's the biggest payday I've ever had for that amount of work.
Yeah.
And that got me thinking, doing this music stuff, man, I'm slaving in the studio 14 hours a day.
Right. Yeah.
You know, times the rate I was charging. And
you could be camping and making money.
I can't make money, and you know it's residual income. It keeps coming. So I still love music.
Sure.
I always will. As yourself, you're a musician. You know it's in your blood.
Sure.
But I needed a break. I was starting to burn out, and
that's what I was going to bring up. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's okay.
That's what I was going to bring up to you. The burnout factor.
Oh yeah.
That had to, because I know you and I talked about that. So you know, if you watch this show, you probably know I have Rattle Clack Entertainment, but I track a lot of bands, which means I record them, and then Mike, oftentimes I send him the files and you mix them, which makes the sound the way it does and all that, because different people do different things.
We've got a pretty good system going on now.
Yes, I love this system. So, but I understand what you're saying about the burnout, because what I think, and see if you feel this way, like, you know, when you're doing other bands, you know, you like to think you like every single band, and some you like more than others or what have you, but it's not your band, and their goals are different than yours, and it's 14-hour sessions some days, or however long it is, and you're sitting in front of them speakers just constantly at you, and that has to wear you out.
Well, I started doing music production because I love music, and I still do, but there are times when you're working so hard for so long with so many different people,
right?
The fun goes away a little bit.
Sure.
And as soon as that happens, it's scary. It's like, okay, something needs to change, because as soon as it's not fun anymore and I think about not wanting to do it, I got to change it up.
Right.
And so musicians in general, look, musicians are my favorite people on the planet. I'm one, but they're also crazy. So there's no such thing as a sane musician. We all have our crazy quirks, and when you're working with all the different personalities, and you know, there's always band drama that happens, and whatever. That's just normal. It's part of the job. That can weigh on you too a little bit sometimes, and that's just everything. It's sitting in a chair all day, clicking a mouse.
It's getting harder too, isn't it? I don't mean from an age point, but I mean, like, technology has made recording...
It's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
Because now the bands know what you're capable of using the technology. No offense to any bands watching this, but it has made some people a little more lazy.
Right.
And they rely on the mouse clicks to help it to sound good.
Right.
And that's more work for guys like you and me. I don't mind it. I love doing it. And in fact, when I'm in the studio working on that stuff, I always tell people it puts me in a Zen place where it's therapeutic to just work on the music on a scientific millisecond by millisecond level. There's something really awesome about doing that.
Dog butt.
But it also burns you out, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So all that to say, like, you know, the YouTube channel helps tickle that itch for creativity. I'm still working with media. There's still music involved in the videos too, and there's an art to doing it.
And I think that's something that a lot of musicians don't grasp the concept of, like, there's more to music besides just playing out.
Yeah.
Content creation nowadays, like I just did a video for a client where I used one of the Half Wheel songs, right? So my music's getting out there and getting her high. Yes. But, you know,
she'll try to steal the show. You got to just, come on, Juniper.
What's your opinion, Juniper? Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, you want to shake? Okay. But, you know, there's different avenues now that didn't exist before there. There's different avenues that might, okay. You're going to have to come be on the show as your own guest. I'd have you on the whole time.
Yeah, she's spoiled. She likes being the star of the show.
Yeah.
So,
right.
You know.
But I guess what I'm rambling on about, like, you have to take advantage of every avenue of income that you can, whether you need to jump in. You know, it used to be, hey, what do you do? I play guitar in a band. Okay, now it's like, well, I'm a guitar player, but I maintain the website, and he does the social media, and this guy does, you know, it's so much more than just playing anymore. And I think probably even behind the scenes, you know, talking about how technology has made things easier and better, it also has driven down the cost expectations, I'm sure, because, you know, when you get GarageBand, when you buy an iPad, man, that's not good for the studios. You know?
And there's a lot of guys that can do it themselves, and that's great. And so I think that the demand for guys like me is starting to go down a little bit. It's just the nature of the beast.
And the studios, like studios are all now like
it's kind of like
basements.
a legacy thing, right?
Yeah.
And so, just to backtrack a little bit for myself, 2024 was the busiest year I've ever had in the studio. I was constantly working. That's one of the things that burned me out, though.
Yeah.
And the stars just kind of aligned. You know, I'm engaged to Gina, and we were discussing living together at that point. I had an offer on the building, so all the stars aligned, and it's just, okay, it's time. And I sold the building, moved all my gear down there. I'm still mixing, but I'm going to try making a go with the YouTube thing, because the other thing about YouTube, and talking from a business standpoint, I mentioned the money amount before, and I'm not really doing it the money, but I'm kind of trying to see about the money too, because there's a limit as to how much revenue I could generate in the studio.
Right.
You know, you're charging an hourly rate or a day rate. You can only make so much money.
Absolutely. And you have to reinvest in gear.
You have to reinvest in gear. You have to pay the overhead of the building expenses and all that stuff. Gear maintenance is a thing. And so I'm getting at that age now where I got to start thinking long-term retirement. I'm not going to be able to do this stuff forever. So I'm still young enough where I'm okay with taking a chance and trying something new. The earning potential on YouTube right now is crazy.
Yeah.
It really is. And basically,
he keeps telling me I need to put this show on YouTube.
You do. No.
And I'm going to do it eventually. Darn it.
But don't do it for the money. I'm not. I'm not money motivated, but I'm kind of money motivated.
Well,
you have to be.
Yeah, I mean,
because you need money to live.
Right, and in your case, I mean, if you start the YouTube channel and you're doing, you're going to go camping anyway.
Yeah.
So you might as well be able to write it off as much as you can, right? Because
write it off and make a few bucks. And right now, after doing YouTube, so I sold the studio a year ago. I've been trying to grow the channel for a year, like that, putting effort into it. Nowhere Bound. Yep.
We're going to say it every 3 seconds.
Nowherebound.camp. If you're on a browser, type that in, you'll find it. So I've been trying to grow the channel for a year, and now it's finally starting to snowball. And as of the filming today, I'm up to about 13,000 subscribers and 2.2 million views on the channel.
That's great.
And we're starting to get sponsorship offers, and I've had products sent to me to do reviews and stuff like that. And they're products that I use.
Yeah.
I get product offers every single day, but I'm very selective about just picking ones that I'll use that'll be valuable to my viewers.
Yeah.
And so it's been great. I really enjoy it. I mean, it's so much fun doing the camping thing, which is something I love, but learning about filming, learning about video, pursuing another medium that incorporates music also, but just kind of embracing the art behind it too, and the storytelling. There's an art to that.
There is.
And that's very important.
Especially like with what you do, and I guess what this show does, like my show does, you don't have a script. I mean, you may think you want to do this, that, and the other thing, and all of a sudden that road's closed and you can't even get there. So now what do? You have to figure out how to tell that same story. Otherwise you lose the whole episode.
Yeah, or make that part of the story and do it in a way that is engaging and keeps the viewer interested.
What's funny about that, I did an episode where we went deep sea fishing, but the weather was so bad, the boat was bouncing up and down and we're getting thrown, and we never went fishing. And when at the time, the one guy that we were his guest, he felt so bad. And we're like, oh, it's fine. Well, it turns out it's the one episode that everybody watches. You got to watch the deep sea fishing of it because they get beat up. So, And it's like, I'm glad my abuse, me getting abused, is fun for everybody to watch.
It's funny you say that, because my viral video was when I was camping in 0 degrees, and people want to see you suffer.
Wow. That's the formula.
Right, exactly.
So,
I'm going to go back to bands for a second. What's so you've been involved with recording. You play too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's played with Steve Vai, people. He's a heavyweight.
The kids don't know who Steve Vai is.
Oh, that's right. Okay, Google it, young'uns. Look up Steve Vai. So, so you were involved with the music industry, both being a musician and behind the scenes for a number of years. What's changed for the better and for the worst in that time? I mean, aside from all the clubs closing now, because it's run its course.
It's a lot harder for bands that, if they want to play live, it's really harder to make money.
Yeah.
And especially if you want to make a living doing it. That's probably the main drag behind. Like, I remember in the early 90s when I moved to Pittsburgh, you could go out and there were bands playing everywhere. I played in all those clubs too.
Yeah.
The music scene was just happening, and it's just not that way anymore. For certain genres, like there's a little bit of a country scene in Pittsburgh.
Sure.
There's kind of a metal scene too, like a hard rock, a little bit in punk, but nowhere near what it used to be. And it's kind of a shame. Pittsburgh's also kind of like a sports town. And that's the thing about Pittsburgh, and music's just kind of slipping away a little bit. But all that to say, like the talent level in Pittsburgh is just incredible.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm taking from our whole conversation is, if you form a band and you beat yourself up and get beat up, people like that, according to our research on our videos, and you write really good songs about the sports team while you're getting beat up on stage, that's a recipe for success.
Maybe. But let me say this.
Okay.
Here's the recipe for success. YouTube, bands, YouTube, and video, and
frequency, like how frequent, like all the time.
Frequently, and just content, like behind the scenes. Film yourselves at rehearsals. Think of creative ways to use your music for other purposes. Give your music to vloggers that are on YouTube, such as myself. I
just had a band on. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting.
No, go ahead.
I just had a band on, and he told me that he does a gaming channel. Like, they watch each other play video games.
Yeah.
And he's like, when he takes a break, I put my band on, and it runs, and I go get something to drink and come back, and everybody's heard my band. Okay, whatever you got to do, I guess, right?
That's a great idea. A lot of people are using TikTok as well. Just make yourself available to TikTokers.
Yeah.
And you can make money from that. So it's possible to make a living. You just got to be creative and use the social media platforms to your advantage. Playing live shows is fun. It's a good way to connect to an audience, but monetarily, it's just not the way it used to be.
It's almost like you need to take a non-traditional approach in order to do the traditional thing. Does that make sense? Like,
that's kind of a good way to say it, yeah.
Yeah, because it's almost like you have to get famous for something, and then you can do the shows.
Right.
Or it used to be, you did the shows, and then hopefully you eventually make it. Anything else you want to tell the viewing audience? I thank you for doing the interview with me.
No, it's my pleasure.
Nowhere Bound.
Nowhere Bound is my YouTube channel. Go to nowherebound.camp on your browser. On YouTube, it's at Nowhere Bound Adventures.
Yeah, give them a good like and subscribe, because I've seen the episodes, and I was just on one, and you all should check it out for sure. So
yeah, and any bands out there, if you need mixing work, I don't have a building anymore, but I'll still mix your music and help you however I can. So
yeah, and bands come to me and they talk to me about mixing stuff or recording and stuff, and I'll be like, look, I'm happy to record you. I'm happy to record you, mix you, and master you. But the thing is, I always tell them, I'm like, if you want to have a really good product, track it here and send it to Afka.
Well, there you go.
Because you do some type of voodoo magic that I've watched them do it, and I've done the same thing, and mine doesn't turn out that way. I don't know what it is. I'm like, I do the same thing. It doesn't sound like that.
That's the secret sauce.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
My pleasure, Chaz. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Nowhere Bound. One more time, nowherebound.camp.
Or if you're on YouTube, it's at Nowhere Bound Adventures.
Yes. So check out his site, like him, subscribe, and see you next time. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
So I just realized something as I'm sitting here eating my sandwich. I was in the Antarctic Circle, and now I'm flying over the Arctic Circle in less than 1 week's time. That's pretty crazy. I forgot that they gave us slippers to wear. Delta slippers. And actually, this is not my first pair of Delta slippers. I have Delta slippers from when I traveled to South Korea and maybe Japan too. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Let's give them a little try, shall we? They actually fit kind of nice.
Why can't we find
Why
a
can't we
way
find a way
through decade
through a decade of decay?
I'll be your
We'll
patient.
just a little bit over an hour away from Shanghai. We're getting close. 444 more miles according to the TV flight tracker thing.
We made it to Shanghai. It was a lovely trip, about 16 hours. And I hope you had a great time watching this episode of Jazz's Rockin Roadshow. Hope you enjoyed all the musical guests. And we'll see you next time from Taiwan.